Well, we are live. That's a tiny chat as well. Hey everyone, Steve here.
Hey.
And today we have
We have me, Ali.
the wonderful
Hey,
Ali
how's it
joining
going?
me again. Yeah.
Hello everyone. Hello, let's talk about my rock viewers. How's it going?
We're live streaming from Ali's iPad, so this is the first time we've done it this way before. Either no one's talking or we can't see
There
the
was a
chat.
few messages from
Yeah,
the chat went away.
where have they gone?
The chat disappeared. Maybe you gotta press
Press
chat
this
button.
one, yeah. Top
Ooh,
chat.
viewing.
We want to do the live chat, right?
There we
go.
Yeah.
So, Trog Boot says yes. Well,
Yes.
What does he keep going away for? Sorry, guys and girls. There you go.
Maybe there's a setting thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we do want to learn more what's on the live stream.
Yeah.
But that person says, hope you have a good time with the tour. So yeah, thank you very much for
I think
that.
he said, hope you had a good time.
Oh, I hope you had a good time.
We've not been on tour.
We're not.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chat viewing options and stuff there. Get that.
These are the
that's
chat
the
viewing
actual-
options. Yeah.
Okay.
Super chat. Top.
I think, stuff's just going to come up as it comes up.
I guess so. Well, we've got 5 people in the stream apparently, so we're waiting for people to come in. So, whilst we wait for people, you can hit us up with some questions. Let us know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. He said,
Yes.
"My bad."
No
You
worries,
must
no
be
worries.
excited.
We're
Yeah, that's
actually
fine.
leaving tomorrow morning. So Steve's currently over in Busan, and this is my humble abode we have here. As you can see, there's pictures of my friends and loved ones on the wall.
You got one over there.
There's a picture over there that I took.
Just can't sleep. Well, it's,
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
pretty excited.
yeah, we're gonna get up early enough. We're about 4 or 5 a.m. I guess.
Yeah, yeah, to get down to the
Yeah.
airport. I don't know if you ever do this thing, but whenever I travel, I get really excited and I just can't sleep, even though I know the flight is like 1 hour long.
Yeah. Well, I get more anxiety.
I just get excited and like
going wrong.
I repack my bag 1,000 times and try and make it like the most efficient that it can be, and then
Right.
yeah. So if it's like a long flight, it's not too bad because I can just sleep on the flight. But when it's 1 or 2 hours, then you get to your destination quite shattered. I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should let everyone know when there's enough people here, but what we're actually doing. So I guess not everyone's aware of what we're doing. So, you guys have any pre-show rituals?
Oh.
Not really.
Oh. Hey Paul. How's it going?
Hey, pause here. So,
Pre-show rituals. I don't know. I guess. Do you have any? I know you warm up like
Yeah.
your singing voice.
I'd like when the band's on before us, I'll go into the like back room or whatever and just practice and warm up and sing through a major scale about 50 times, and then usually have a drink as well to calm the nerves a little bit.
They usually have like pre-show whiskey is always very good.
Yeah.
I do the thing where like I will go and watch the band before ours, and if I know the band and I can sing along, like if I don't know the words, but I'll just try and sing along, and that's my vocal warm-up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I feel more comfortable screaming with other people than going into a back room. And
I'll actually try and sing along to the band that's playing, like sing a melody anyway.
Sure.
So.
I used to back in the bad old days. I'd go and have a stress cigarette, but not so much anymore.
You have an e-cigarettes these days?
So yeah, pre-show rituals. I think that's about it. Just like try and get all the nerves out. I think like my first ever show. Actually, I remember freaking out a lot. It was not my first show, but it was the first show that friends came to, and I got really freaked out, and I ran into the green room and like my hands were shaking. It was like, yeah, I was freaking out quite a bit. But now, like we've been playing as Mountains for how many years now?
About 4 or 5.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So
Probably
the
more.
nerves have kind of calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, I still get very nervous, and when we first did the band, I remember like I mess up so badly that like I'd stop playing like halfway through a song. Yeah, that was the first couple of shows.
It's alright. Our old drummer used to do that as well
Yeah.
sometimes. just kind of like he'd stop and just like say sorry, like just keep playing. Mid-set. Yes, I saw some people saying smoking is bad.
Smoking is
very.
Well, you're not smoking anymore, so I guess. Good for your bones. Smoking. Yeah, Susie. Is it Susie? Sorry, I have to get this close to the chat. It's tiny and it comes up for about 2 seconds and then disappears.
You gotta read it quickly.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But well, we're off tomorrow, and we've got shows on the Saturday and a Sunday,
right? And
then we'll be flying back on the Monday.
So Saturday we're playing. I forget the venue, but it's actually a practice-based show, which is really interesting. Our first show in Japan, which was back 2015 or 16, I think it was.
15. I think
was in a practice space. It was a practice-based show as well, and it was basically like the band had rented out 2 rooms in a practice space. One was for like merch and all of our equipment, and the other room was the live stage basically.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly hot, so like people would like cram in, watch the band and then run out again. But we got to play with Lotto and Nengu and Pens Plus. That was the lineup of our first Japan show, and all of those bands are absolutely phenomenal and do really, really well, which is cool.
It's good fun. I really enjoyed that tour, so I'm going to do it again. So
yes, exactly.
I saw a question just then. Someone asked about like how do we prepare to go on a tour. They asked like how He's just sort of big. Right, I think we're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
So in terms of gear, it depends what you're taking with you. We're lucky that we're like a really minimal band and just like guitar, bass and drums, and obviously the drummer doesn't have to take anything with them. So we just have to take our instruments and our pedals, and our pedal setup is pretty minimal.
I got this ready here for that question.
Yeah, right.
I posted this on Instagram yesterday, but it's a very minimal setup, and I'm literally just, having the drive here, and then the compressor and chorus will always be on, and then I'm going to try and go stereo with 2 amps, so
maybe later in the chat we can run through both of our pedals and what we're doing.
If people are interested.
If people are interested, of course, yeah.
Ali's got his somewhere back there.
But yeah, so our instruments are quite small, and then they usually fit in the overhead compartment. And as long as you're not flying with a budget airline, they're usually okay with you taking an instrument on board, as long as it's in a soft case and stuff.
I've not had a problem with that.
No. And then the only other problem then is like getting past immigration. So like as a touring band, you should get the correct visas, but we're a really small band, so it's not worth the hassle of us.
Just go on a tourist visa, right?
Yeah, we just go on tourist visas. Yeah. When we did Japan and Taiwan and other places, just go on that.
Yeah.
You can usually just get in like that.
If you guys ever come to the United States, let's play basement shows together. That's what I want to do. So much.
I do know, I grew up watching Refused videos and all these Japanese American punk bands, the Blood Brothers and stuff like that, and they would always play house parties and basement shows. Yeah, and that's all I've ever wanted to do. You can't really do that in the UK or South Korea.
Latest one I watched was Algernon Cadwell. Just those kind of shows look really, really good fun.
Yeah, there's basement party, house party.
We maybe one day we'll organise a US tour. We're gonna have to rely on you guys for couch surfing and stuff in that case. But all we got to do then is pay flights and stuff.
Susie Ramones in a Philly-based math band. What's your band? Shout it out.
Where Algernon are from.
Okay. Say the name. We'll Google it. We'll give you props.
Oolong, like oolong tea.
Delicious.
That was great in Taiwan, oolong tea. Everything was oolong tea. I got some home. But it's not, for us, because we're in Korea, it's only 2-hour or 1-hour flight to get to Japan, so I guess it's a bit different if you're going from the States or
right, if
Europe.
we were going to the States, it would be a little bit more difficult, or Europe as well. It's one of the nice things about living in Korea is that there are Korea's a decent place to play, but then we're very close to some very good countries that have very good math rock scenes.
Yeah, established scene already.
Right. Actually, let's say in Korea there isn't really much of a math rock scene. There's maybe like a handful of bands, and then in Japan and Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, like even in Southeast Asia, there's some excellent kind of pockets of math rock and post rock and emo and that kind of stuff going on there.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I do enjoy playing shows here, but a lot of time you are just playing to your friends and people that are just like flabbergasted. Like afterwards, like what was that?
Yeah,
Oh, it's math rock. What's that? You know, that kind of conversation. But I was just gonna say if you put questions in already and we haven't answered them, we probably missed them because it comes up and disappears so quickly.
We'll go back and let's see.
So if you just top chat is, but maybe that'll stay up if you leave like that.
Maybe.
Let's
move down. Okay.
Yes.
We got
I
up
guess
there?
people.
Okay. Here we go. Dad gag. So my main job here is to teach Steve how to say your names because he's impossible.
It's that good tuning. It's
Oh.
tone math rock.
So it's tone math rock. If you want it to be,
They say that. I've never heard that from them.
I think like every big math rock band says that they're not math rock.
Yeah.
To be cool or to be facetious or whatever.
Just
Okay, so yeah, I would personally say Toara, math post rock kind of band. They have those elements of jazz and they have the time signatures. They have the the dual kind of harmonizing guitars going on together, and the drummer being the focal point, like all of the staples of math rock. I would say Toe tick a lot of boxes. But yeah, I know a lot of people say that like
Japan has its own like variation of math rock, like as well as like I always thought for the longest time that Elephant Gym were from Japan. So I think it has spread that kind of style. I saw a question earlier about someone said the service in Daegu, and we had Andrew at that time. So I guess,
we got a new drummer since then.
Yeah, we did for the latest EP.
Right.
Yeah. So Joel's moved to Vietnam a couple of months back.
Actually, already in Japan.
Yeah, he's waiting for us.
He's waiting for us there. Joel, if you're watching or if you watch this in the future, we miss you / we'll see you tomorrow.
He's too cool.
Time travel is weird. That is true. Yeah.
We're in the future now. It's like 10 o'clock at night. So.
Very true. We got Joel in. Joel is from America. But yes, he lives in Vietnam now, so we don't play too much in Korea, but we're still doing the odd tours here and there.
That's what we'll have to do from now on. But I'm happy with that. I like playing abroad. It's really good fun.
I think it's like the technology is there now for. I mean, it's been there for many years, but like for bands to not even be in the same space as each other, like in the same physical space.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to Postal Service the other day.
I know that. I know that. I've already listened to it.
So the whole name Postal Service comes by the fact that like Ben Gibbard and the other dude whose name only hardcore fans can remember, they just traded music via the Postal Service. Like they would send CDs to each other, and they didn't meet in person too often. So I think it is possible to be in a band and not be in the same physical space all the time.
It would be great if it could be quick enough. The internet could be quick enough that you could play at the same time. On the other side of the world, like have a projector and play together, but because of the latency, if you slightly out of time of each other.
It'd be weird.
Maybe with 5G we can do that.
Well, there was that. So there's a Japanese math band called TEDI, like TE_RI.
Yeah.
And apparently they wrote a lot of their music based on this computer program that would mess up their recordings, and then they would play the messed up recordings. So they would write a song, put it into this thing, and it would mess up, and then they would play that. And they would practice via Skype, and the drummer knew that there was a 1 second delay.
Yeah, right.
So when he would count it, or when the guitarist would count it, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and and then start playing. Yeah. So they took the latency like into consideration when they were practicing with each other.
Someone just asked what instruments are we taking? I'm taking my Telecaster, and Adam's taking his jazz, American jazz bass.
Yes, in my student I only have one instrument. Yeah, I have a Fender. What do I have? Fender jazz bass.
Yeah, it's a Fender American standard jazz bass.
My pedals were over here as well.
We got a Boss collection.
Yeah, I'm a Boss baby.
Another plier as well. This one, I was telling Ali last night, this is just a shelf. I went to Home Plus last night, which is Home Plus, like a
convenient. It's Tesco's for
those
Walmart for those
yeah.
in the States.
And it's like 11:15 at night, and I went and bought a shelf and 3 bottles of beer. I went to the counter with that. And I got back, and then I used a hacksaw or whatever it is, and then I just put tape around there and some of these non-scratchy things. And I stuck everything on it, but it's very compact. I like it. Very good.
Yeah. Somebody just asked there. So your name's Flash. Ezra, is a flat wound strings on a bass or not? I did actually used to use flat wound strings on an older in an older band.
Was that on your PV?
That was when I was using the PV bass, and I really liked the flat wounds. They were really good for the more jazzy technical stuff that I was doing back then. And now, with the kind of like the straighter, beefier kind of solid bass lines, I don't use the flat ones anymore. But yeah, I used to like flat ones a lot.
These are cool, but this says Ali's pandering to the Japanese audience with their Boss pedals.
You know me, I like to pander.
Yeah, on Saturday, hopefully we're going to go to it'll have to be Saturday, I think, to go to Shibuya and go to look at the shops, and I'm going to try and pick up a lot of Boss pedals because they're actually like a really good price second hand.
Actually, like
and I got all those really ones that you can never get anywhere as well.
Actually, so this is my favourite pedal of all time. Is the Blues Driver, the Boss Blues Driver. Any iteration of it is my favourite. It was first given to me by Jim Cork, who used to play in Crash of Rhinos, because I used to live in the same city as them. And he lent it to me. I bought it separately, and then when I left England, I sold my pedal to him, and he had 2 of them going on at the same time. So yeah, this is actually my favourite pedal. Now, last time we were in Japan, we played in Shibuya, and I think we sound checked, and then we went off looking at music stores. And I stumbled across the bass driver, which is like the bass version, which I'd never seen anywhere before, and I bought it there and then, like between sound check and the gig, and I played it. So yeah, you can find some like obscure stuff and some weird stuff. And
are you gonna get the Wazacraft version of that?
I saw it, and actually I was watching that. JHC was a deal with Wazacraft, right? And he was saying like the Wazacraft stuff, the buffering is much better on them. So like you get warmer tones, you get more low end food. And I would probably better for bass. Yeah, like this is a guitar pedal, I know. But for some reason I've always loved it. It just has this like warm, crisp sound on the bass when it's turned on.
That bass overdrive pedal is more like a distortion pedal.
Yeah, that's the distortion pedal.
It is.
And I don't use it too much in mountains. In fact, these 2 are just colouring. Like I use this just for distortion in like one part. And this pedal, the DD3. So I only ever use one function on this. And if somebody could make a pedal that just did the hold function, that's all I'd ever need. So I never used the delay.
It's just a pedal with the hold function.
Like a
little mini
box.
King of Electro Harmonics.
Electro was the freeze.
Yeah, that's different.
But that's not the same thing. That's more like an organ kind of washy sound. This
sounds awesome.
Samples like a second of your playing, and it's jittery. And I love it. So
sorry, let's have a look at
some questions that came up.
Bobber he asks, do you think that math rock bands have find good audiences in the UK? So sorry, do you think math rock bands can find good audiences in the UK while touring?
It depends. The UK is very open and accepting to math rock bands from the countries. It's worth doing a lot of legwork beforehand though. A lot of online promoting, make sure you have some decent recordings, make sure they're online.
Venues are never that great for gear
Yeah.
and stuff. Is another thing.
Yeah, you'd have to bring your own gear, so it's good getting with a local band and trying
Yeah,
it together.
try and get them, especially if you're coming from a different country. Then you don't want to be shipping amps over with you. So
No.
yeah.
And you don't want to be renting amps while you're there too. It's unfortunately too expensive, really, for that to be a real proper option, unless you're rich. In which case, go for it.
Watch your stuff. There's so many stories of
Right,
things
yeah,
getting stolen all the
unfortunately,
time, unfortunately. But
It can be
you
sold.
can have some really good shows there.
Mm.
Really, really good. They have that Tangent Festival there, so that gives you an indication, right? Well, let's go back a bit. Will you do a tour vlog? I'm planning to do. I'm going to get like pick it up tomorrow, but it's like a Wi-Fi thing you take around with you, so you can use the internet currently. So you'll be able to connect it and Joel to get 4 people on it, I think. So I plan to do lots of
Excellent.
Instagram stories and stuff, and we'll record a bunch of stuff for sure. Yeah.
I think actually, yeah, it's worth saying. Instagram for the band stuff, and for Stephen, Instagram is a good place to be. Like just the easiest way for us to update what we're doing whilst we're over there, and I'm sure we will be, sharing more pictures and stuff.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll take lots of pictures when I go, and videos when we go to the guitar shop. That's for sure. They're amazing. Seriously.
I want to know. Paul said I'm pandering to the Japanese.
Yeah,
Do you think he was being racist? Do you think he meant pandering to a Chinese? Sorry.
And then Bobber asks, what country has the biggest influence on rap rock?
Okay. What do you say?
Well,
I'm answer.
historically, probably it's going to be America. Yeah, but because I grew up in it, I'd say England.
Yeah, it's true. I was going to say Japan, and actually, like, even having grown up in England and in the math scene, I just remember, like, I remember that when the UK scene, rephrase it, when we were part of the UK scene, a lot of people were obsessed with Japanese math bands like Toe, Light.
Historically, I'd say America. It's got to be America, because that's where it's all started.
Sure.
And then the English scene was obviously separate from that. But then, like, if you think of like, because I always look at it as like a historic perspective, like, early 90s, there's much more, distorted guitars, much more angular, like dissonant kind of math rock, and then it became like in the early 2000s started to become more like melodic style stuff, and then even more melodic, and then you have the Japanese version, which was melodic but also very erratic as well. So there's
I think it's like, yeah, you're definitely right that America was the start of it, and I guess like you should plug the Fecking Bahamas article, the history of math rock. That obviously goes back to the States as like bands in America being the start of it, but then I think the UK and Japanese audience took that and made something totally different from it. And the stuff that we grew up listening to and playing was the UK iteration and maybe the Japanese, kind of influenced by the Japanese iteration. There wasn't a lot of discord in what was going on.
No, everyone was doing their own thing.
Right.
But you had like your own little scenes, and all the bands would tour together.
I think like the UK scene in 2005 to 2010 that we always talk about, like Blackfish and Colour and those bands, they were really far removed from the American version, as far as I can see, and probably close to the Japanese version, of being like poppier and more melodic and more exciting and faster and that kind of stuff.
But then nowadays it's this very like popular pop influence, that's for sure. Like, when you think of the bigger bands in it, like you got elements of what considered like math rock guitar styles, but they've been applied to like if you think of a band like Tiny Moving Parts, for example.
Even before that, do you remember Everything? They were like a kind of around the Falls era, so like very math poppy, but they were way into the pop realm of the UK music scene. But they would always talk about how math rock was kind of their starting influences, and they wrote some really good songs.
Like people ask me how I got into it, and it was through like definitely the post-hardcore.
Mm.
What I was listening to. Like I said, like at the drive-in, Mars Volta, Fort Troy, these kind of things. We missed a few questions, so we're just gonna
let's
jump
bounce
back.
back. Oh wow.
That's fun.
Okay. Asian Red there? Math rock with punk rock. I think it's possible.
Of course it is. There's loads of bands that go.
I mean, I've always said that math rock is punk and jazz
If
mixed
you-
together.
Well, if you go back, to, like, check out the album, what's it called by that, Minutemen.
Mm.
That's on one of the fucking Bahamas recommendations, in the history thing. And like that album is full of like quite odd structured songs and stuff like a minute long.
No Means No as well.
Yeah,
They always
that's
did
for
like
sure.
a little bit of mathy elements, weird time signatures.
If you check out, it's not really Matthew song, but if you check out The Decline by No Effects, that's like a 20-minute punk song in one song, and that's got loads of changes. So
I always think of Adebisi Shank as well.
Yeah.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
They were seemed like a straight up punk band, but just all the effect pedals they had going on. So,
someone says Satan says the audio. Is it that bad? Oh god, the audio.
Oh, I hope it's not been
No, usually people say it's terrible. So.
Yeah.
We apologise. We can't obviously hear how it sounds, but let us know if it's that bad, and we can always change. But we need to talk louder or quieter. I guess that's the question.
That's another one. The audio is
terrible. It's suddenly terrible, or it was fine before. I think you have to wait like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry for not told that question. Do you have any tips on coming up with a band name?
Band names. Okay.
Band names.
So I have a band naming rule, which is what's it? A single noun with an S on the plural noun.
Plural noun, yeah.
Colors, mountains, machines, visuals, ghosts, meteors. I don't know what the next one's going to be called. But yeah, I just made that. That was my rule years ago, and it's kind of stuck for ages now.
I have no rule because my bands have been like Roadside Romance, Wolves Flying Kites, Quells, Mitch and Murray. Yeah, just all kinds of different names. And then obviously Mountains.
Well, there is the grandma rule when it comes to band names.
What's that?
Don't choose a band name that you would be embarrassed to tell your grandma. So don't call yourselves fundamentalists or agoraphobic nosebleed.
Someone says it's picking up a lot of ambient noise.
Could be the aircon.
Maybe that. Try and we have to sweat a bit.
We'll sweat it out.
Yeah, let's see if that might help now.
Hopefully.
Okay, sorry. Let's jump back up a bit. I think we got that.
There was a few other questions.
No, well, okay. Hey, I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel about my band and math rock. I feel like it's a lot of work. Do you think it's a good idea?
I think Steve can tell you how much work he puts into.
Yeah, well, that's it. I work full-time job. I mean, it's not the hardest full-time job. So I have lots of time to do stuff at work, and I have a wife and a kid at home as well. So I get like about 2 or 3 hours a day to work on this, and that's all I do. I don't play computer games anymore, and I just work on this channel. So if you've got to put the effort and the time, and if it's worth it for you, then you'll do it, you see, because now I'm just like so into it that I do nothing else. I just do this, and that's what I enjoy doing, and that's what I want to do as my main job, so that's why I keep doing it. But yeah, it's a lot of work, yeah, that's for sure, and you got to learn like all as you go along. I don't think you can just do everything straight away. I'm still learning everything, and proper camera techniques, lighting, video editing, and there's all like latency, how you record your voice, how you record your guitar. There's loads of things to consider, but you got to start somewhere. So if you think you can do it, try it out.
Yeah.
Have you got anything to add?
The only other thing is like if you feel like you have something worth sharing, I guess. Like, I just feel like the internet is this place where anyone can put anything up that they so wish. They can share their most personal and boring parts of their life. So the only thing I always wonder is like, is is it worth adding something to that?
Yeah. So think like, what have you got to offer? What do you think? What do you find interesting that you think other people will find interesting?
Yeah.
And I've gone wrong a lot on that. And I apologise about all of the gear related stuff recently. I know no one's really interested in that so much, but I'm just doing it because I get the gear and I have to do a review about it basically. So.
But I mean, even that might have worth for somebody down the line. You know, like somebody might be considering buying that pedal.
Of course,
and they'll Google your video.
I guess people don't want me to be a gear channel, right? So I guess they see all these videos and think, no, it's not going to gear channel. So yeah, I told you when I did the preamp thing, you know, I want a preamp pedal, but I don't want to pay loads of money just for a preamp pedal. So sometimes I'll ask a company, you know, I'll do a review for you, but you know, I'll do my best with the review, of course. Like I spent about 2 weeks on that Mua video, and then when I recorded it, I left the bloody fan on. It started sort of noise in the background. I was like, ah.
There you go. So yeah, it is a lot of hard work making those videos. I made that one video, the top 5 bass players. Video. Yeah. Oh, that took so long. And yeah, you might
think it's like, oh, it's just turn the camera on and talk to the camera. It's never that simple. And then you just realise, like, I hit some of my voice, you know, like, I don't know, and then you start to realise, like, how much crap you actually talk, like.
Okay, we have a message. Please fix the audio.
You can't hear it still? You can't hear the talking. Right. The gear videos are great. Oh, thanks. Steve.
Are you sure it's not just for that one guy? I mean,
is it? Yeah.
Other people have been.
If other people could chime in about that. Oh, Steve, Agent Red. Well, I guess people can hear it, just asking questions. So. Was the first time doing vocals? And then I've sung in other bands in the past for sure. My first band I did, I was like 14. I sang in that band. I got recordings for it, but I'd have to ask my old friend to get them from him. But I'll put them on. I'll share them with you if I can get them back. They're fun. They're pop punk songs, you know, and there's one song that's very Braid influenced that I really like, but my singing's, you know, it's not that great now, but it's even worse back then. So.
Anything that anyone does is never great at the start. So what else was there?
Well, people are not saying about how it sounds, which is just like, well, a few people have said that, haven't they? So,
I think now we've done the echo.
Maybe it's better now. And we had, right, let's go back. Also, Sussel
okay, this is my job in. Sussel Remonds.
Sussel Remonds. He says he likes the gift, so thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I'm always looking for stuff to demo that I actually need. So.
Another vocal question there. How do you fit vocals into math rock?
Okay. Yeah, we'll with that one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that comes from like more of because I'm not really thinking of like as math rock. I'm just like thinking of more like definitely from like even Midwest emo and emo and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of way I try to sing and the way I approach it. But I was going to do a video about this, but then everybody said my singing sucks on the Mountains record, so it kind of put me off. But how I do it is like basically in a nutshell is. I'll have the chord that I'm playing, and then I'll look for the note that I'm not playing in the chord that's in that scale, and you try and sing that. But all the pop punk music is always singing. If you're familiar with the scales, the first, third, fifth, and sometimes they add other notes in there, but they're the strongest notes in the chord basically, and you're going to hear a lot of lots of melodies based around those 3 notes: the first, third, and the fifth. I do that a lot on my melodies, and I made the mistake in Incandescent. I sing the 7th at the start there, so that's why it sounds a bit clashy for if people are wondering. So I wish I just...
Nobody
But I will, if you want, I will do a video about how I approach
I think
the
that
melodies.
could be an
Yeah, we could
interesting
do.
one, yeah.
I did actually. I scripted the whole thing now.
Mhm.
It's ready to go, but I just got put off because everyone sounded
I
rubbish.
mean, I just did the one song, the Farsi language song.
What's his name? MT. Anette, is that right?
Yes, let's say yes.
His vocals have gotten better, so thank you for that. Yeah. And people, I've said a few times with that recording, it's a very DIY kind of job. It's very, we went into the studio for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. 4 hours on the bass, 4 hours on the drums, 4 hours on the guitar, and then I had to redo the guitars anyway. And then vocals we did, for about 5 or 6 hours. But,
Sure, yeah.
And then it was all like, I'm just singing, there's no auto-tune or anything on it. That's just literally how I sound through those various microphones.
And honestly, I think, most people did enjoy it. I know a couple of people said they didn't, but I think there's also a lot of people that said they enjoyed it as well. And it just comes down to the type of recording that it is, maybe. Like some people are kind of getting used to the auto-tune and like really polished vocals. So if they hear something that's raw.
Well, this is not produced at all. This
Especially
record is
that
just
one guy that was like on your comments, he was like, "Well, that's the emo style. That's the Midwestern style. Is to be kind of out of tune, kind of like."
I thought that description is like the kid on the block who can't really sing, but has got plenty of heart. I love that description.
Yeah, I think that's funny. I mean, I sang in mountains, the bands as well. I definitely cannot sing. But I don't really care.
And just they're just like, that's how we would sound if we're playing live almost, but just more polished basically. So the record before it was much more produced.
Sure.
So a lot of questions, so just gonna get back up. So,
how long will your Japan set list be?
10 songs.
10 songs. And speaking of set lists, how do you come about making them? How do you sequence them?
Well, the rule is you're here, if you go to any music school, they're going to say, put your first 2 songs together. So don't speak between the first 2 songs. Have something that's quite upbeat at the start, which we were doing. And then after that, I just like to structure it like, is it too many songs at the same tempo? Is it, like all of them are the same dynamic? You don't want like 4 songs in a row that are just the same dynamically. It gets quite grating to watch as an audience. So try and look at your songs. And then some songs just are really obvious what the ending song is. Like with us, it's like we're going to do restarts last, and spoiler alert. But
I think a lot of it comes from just playing a lot as well. The more shows you do.
Yes, we've done
like 200, 300 shows by this point, so it's like you come to figure out which songs are the ones that work best in which place.
And
which like songs the audience kind of like go down. And
what's a good pickup after like a slower song? These kind of things basically.
But again, it just comes through practice and like playing your sets a bunch.
It's good to also record your set if possible when you play a live show and listen back to it, because in your mind, like, oh, this was good, like, and then you listen back to it, oh, well, maybe this could have been better, like actually reflect on it.
You got to be careful not to listen too carefully, because you will hear all of your mistakes, and that can be depressing. But it's good to record stuff and then just like watch back and kind of see what needs changing.
Well, thanks for the question. That's a really good question, actually. Alright, so we got the vote.
Yeah, we're on.
And speaking of set lists, how do you make it? Better, thank you. I created an instrument post rock because of you. Okay. So don't reuse videos. Well, thank you very much. Well, yeah. I decided to create a band. Okay, awesome. Come ask Ali if you need a name.
You can't use plurals. That's my limitation.
Obviously, think of the vocals as a melodic instrument. Yeah, for sure. Just start with hums. Yeah, I definitely hum melodies before I add.
You also consider like what's more important to you, maybe like the lyrical context is, or the melody, like either or. How do you get the courage to sing?
I'm in a 2-piece band. The guitarist bassist. I've never really sung before. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've I've never taken lessons or anything, and
It's the answer.
be a confidence, that's for sure.
Doesn't help you to sing better.
Doesn't help to sing better. It makes you feel like you sing better, I guess. Just start singing some of your favorite records. That's a good start. You know, like who do you want to sound like? Start just singing along to those records, and when you're in your own time, of course, it's probably not best not to do that around other people. And then you'll start to pick up these things for osmosis, and then you start to strum a chord, and you'll hear it in your head. The melody comes to you. You hear stuff all the time, and it's just practice. Just keep doing that. I'm no vocal coach, so this could be complete crap. So
I guess the other thing is like if you maybe have the fear of being in front of an audience and stuff. So we are both English teachers. So the fear of being in front of large groups of people kind of went out of us a long time ago.
That definitely helps.
It's
talking in front of people.
Right. So like every day we go into a classroom and we teach like 20 to 30 kids, and we have to control them, and we have to be kind of commanding with our presence without like berating or shouting constantly. And I think that's a really good skill to take onto the stage when you're trying to play your songs, to sing well,
I told you that, right, that one when I did my wedding speech, I went into teacher mode, and everyone was just like, afterwards, just like really looking at me in shock, like why is he talking to us like this?
Quiet him down.
Because I was obviously panicking about it, and then like, my friends afterwards saying, what's wrong with you? Yeah, he's coming to watch the show anyway. Saying what? From Japan.
Yes.
I know lots of people are not.
They're from Spain, so he's not coming to the show tomorrow. It's very...
Yeah, we're starting to get trolls in the chat. I really need to get some what's called admins in here so I can delete people. Alright, we've got
favorite colours?
Spain. Don't say blue. We're wearing blue shirts.
Black. Is black a colour? If not red, I'm gonna go for maroon. There we go. Maroon.
Well,
colour of wine.
You can probably guess mine's blue because there's blue stuff. But actually, I really like the colour red as well. So that helps. Breezy Boy says what's going on in the chat. Just to ignore those people. I'm not sure how I can. You guys.
Oh, come. We should be drinking a sake together, but we've got these strange Korean beers. This one is a Wanghamun.
These beers, they all look the same, but they're actually different breweries. There's another one somewhere as well.
So this is like Central Square up in Seoul, and it's got King Table who invented the Korean writing system.
Oh yeah, I think that's really good. What parts of the passage encourage your writing?
Ooh.
That's a really good question.
Okay, for life, Haruki Murakami has always been my favourite author, hands down. And the kind of characters he portrays in his books as kind of being like very simple guys who something magical, fantastical happens to them. I've always really liked that kind of style of writing. How do you?
For me, it's always just a different thing that is some inspiration from some different source every time. So it's always usually experiences.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And like writing about a topic, that's how I came up with most of the album for Tenses. I think like Future, that song. Can't remember what that was, but I remember Bittersweet Blue was the experience of prostitutes in Thailand. I'm not saying I did anything with prostitutes. I'm just a general, just them being about watching my friends. So that was about those experiences, and Present was taken from I condensed a Sam Harris speech into that one. That's where that come from. Yeah.
I think most of your lyrics are about, like, say, experiences rather than like influences from literature or
Incandescent,
something like that.
Yeah, Incandescent. That one's about like. I don't want to. I always forget. You see, that's the problem. I know Apellion's about like drifting away and like friendships and relationships and stuff. The whole song is based around that, you know. The word Apelio itself it means to be like the furthest point away from when planetary terms from another planet. So. Yeah, but never really anything like, and it's always been situated in the music that influenced by, of course, as well. So. No, but great question actually. Yeah, I need to remember more about where the lyrics came from. People saying the sound's bad.
Maybe it's going in and out. Who knows?
Very muffled out. Oh dear.
It's weird. Some people seem to be able to hear us all right, and some people.
Maybe they're just asking questions and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen any math rock outside the normal dance setup? I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of mouse on the keys from Japan.
Yeah.
Like two pianos, two keyboards, and a drummer. There's bands in I'd say like North Africa and stuff. Few countries up there. That it's weird. You don't really think of those bands as being math rock bands, but they tick all of the boxes of being weird time signatures and stuff.
When we watched, what's it called again? In Soma, the Japanese.
Oh, Trico,
yeah, the supporting band. That was great.
Oh, Jambinai,
yeah. They you could consider them like.
They're a little bit mathy. I know they definitely fall deeply into that post rock kind of metal phrase, but they use like traditional Korean instruments. And they put them like through effect pedals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, I guess we'll have to call it soon, because I guess not many people can even hear what we're saying. So. But it is our first time doing it this way, so I do apologise if it is sounding that bad. There's a few people said now. So. But people that cheers, I guess they can kind of understand what we're saying. Oh yeah, Groggy Nodbog. This is one of your favourite bands in the region, Korea, Japan, China, etc.
Good question.
Maybe if we sit a bit closer, maybe. That'll help the volume. China. Well,
Chinese football.
It's going to be Chinese football. I like the Singapore is going to be forests, but no longer together anymore. Taiwan is going to be Elephant Gym. Japan, Toe. What other country? Korea.
Korea has a few decent ones.
Yeah.
Tier Park.
Tier Park.
They're still going
yeah.
on.
What's the lady kind of post rock? We played with them in summer.
Oh, Dabda,
yeah. A lot of people actually.
They're wonderful band. They're doing really well these days.
Yeah. Yes, no. The audio is fine for anyone who doesn't need perfection. It's only difficult to hear as you touch the phone.
Oh.
It's actually a iPad tablet. But the thing is, like, okay, you can't see what we have here, but like the chat, it just comes up like this, like whoop.
Yeah, really briefly. And if you want to see what people were saying, you kind of have to.
So I guess when you hit the phone, it compensates for the volume.
Maybe sure.
We'll try our best. Sorry. We've been practicing what to say on stage tomorrow, on Saturday, Sunday.
Not really.
The same thank you, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Japanese band. That's not like a Korean band in Nata.
No.
Too much between songs.
Actually, the first time I went to Japan was with this band called Maybe She Will from the UK. And they were friends of mine, so I just kind of went along with them. And I was so shocked by the way that the Japanese audience interacted with the band, as opposed to in the UK, where like everyone's talking, especially in the smaller venues where it's not like a proper venue. People are always talking. People are kind of making a lot of noise. People will talk to the band from like on stage, which is kind of cool. Actually, I like that. And then in Japan, I noticed that like people kind of just stood and observed and were, I guess, very respectful, and they were watching. And when it finished, when a song finished, they would applause for like the appropriate amount of time, and everyone would stop, and then they would kind of just wait for the next song.
It's kind of similar in Taiwan as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, what I've noticed living in Korea is that audiences are kind of expecting the singer to kind of tell them about the song, about the music, to talk, about stuff. Whereas in the UK or the States or whatever, people just want to hear the music and they don't really care too much about what the band members think. Apart from just like, yeah, hey, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
But in Korea, a musician will play a song and then they will spend 5 minutes telling you about the next song, or tell you how it was made, what's the story behind it, and audiences want that. They want to know what the deal is behind the songs that they're hearing. So yeah, that's definitely a very different thing with the audiences that I've noticed.
Yeah, when we play at the Western bar, so we can hear it's just chatting.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah,
even when you're playing. Yeah.
But in Japan when we played last time, yeah, people were kind of quite a. But I think also we don't need to talk too much when we're on stage.
Agent Med, yeah. Do you and Steve get into creative arguments, and how do the three of you get past cream?
It didn't say past cream. Yeah. I imagine that's a typo. Past. I don't know. Have you ever had any music?
No, not very well. I've alluded to it before how we do it. Like I'll have a song structure, bring it to practice, and then we'll just mess about with it.
Yeah,
we come up with some new ideas. So it's never really like, it's like, well, for example, if Ali thinks we should do something this way, and I think we should do something that way, we literally do this, right? Let's try it that way.
Yeah,
let's try this way.
Yeah.
And then, we're not being biased about it. It's just like, oh, well, that obviously sounds better, so let's go with that one. We never really had that.
I think the nice thing is that we're both kind of just like respectful of each other, and so if somebody says like, I don't like that idea, or if I don't like that part, we don't take it to heart. We don't take it personally. Okay, well, especially when it comes to technical matters, I may have said this before, but I don't know anything about the technicalities of music. So if Steve says that these notes are clashing, or if Steve tells me that these two parts don't work together musically or sonically or tonally, then I obviously have to respect that, because there's more about it than I do.
You've got a good ear, of course. Everyone, if you don't learn theory, you can still hear like what because as I always say to my friends I'm talking to them, it's like, it's such a so easy being in a band with Ali. It's like I don't have to write bass parts, I just have to turn up to practice, and then he'll write something, and we'll just I'll vamp something, and Ali will write a part to it. And I see like our band is like, because I do the singing, I won't really do that technical or guitar work. It would just be, most of the time chords. And Ali's really playing the lead melodic role with the bass a lot of the time. So, that's a lot of time.
And also I think we've both been in the same music headspace at the same time. Like when we started the band, it was very much like post-hardcore and like a lot of very aggressive music, and then as we've, I guess, gotten older and grayer, we've kind of gone more the softer, poppier melodic route,
At
the same time.
Well, a lot of that was down to convenience as well. Like, if we've got songs with tempo changes, it's really annoying to program that. If I want to make a backing track for Ali when he's down in Busan, or Joel in Vietnam, it's harder to program in where those tempo changes are precisely. Time signatures just don't matter, because you can put a click in with no accents, so that's no problem. So if you listen to the latest EP, everything is the same tempo throughout the entire song. But if you listen to the previous one, the Mountains Tenses, there's a lot of erratic changes and stuff on that, and then that wasn't done to a click, and it was much harder, and it just sounds messier.
The timing of that is
and your friend worked his magic on it to get it sounding like it did in the end. So but,
is there any other questions? I think we missed a few.
I'll try not to bash the screen.
Okay. How do you find time to practice and perform outside of work? Do you only tour in the summer? Well, we used to live in the same city, so we would practice like twice a month, twice a week actually.
Yeah, well, it was when we first started.
Right, we would practice a lot
in the week and on the weekend.
And we would play a lot more shows back then as well.
Yeah.
Basically just after work and at the weekends, into the detriment of relationships and life and all that kind of stuff.
I guess it's a bit
like
easier.
as you start to,
It's easier, like, because we're in the context of, like, even though you're on this and I'm in Ulsan, it's not that far away from shit.
No.
If it was America, then I can understand why. Like, some people, they always ask me, oh, you can meet up to practice this often? Like, you know,
Sure,
it's like,
being in two separate cities in the States is much different to being in two separate cities in Korea.
So I just hop on the train and I'm here in an hour, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But also we don't need to practice that much anymore because we've been...
I made backing tracks, guitar, with a click track, so those are sent to Joel in Vietnam, then he just practices for those, so when we meet up, we're just ready to go.
Yeah,
basically. Like
and then with new songs as well, we just kind of steal an hour or two every month, so write together. And, it's not as difficult anymore.
We'll Skype each other as well. Well, we say Skype, we don't use Skype or whatever we use it. We just hash out some ideas that way. Can't play at the same time, of course, but that one I'll put it into a song and send that, and then we can say, oh, you know, maybe this bit doesn't sound so good, let's change that. Or
I think another thing as well in Korea, it's not really possible to play shows midweek at all. It's only like Friday and a Saturday, perhaps a Sunday kind of deal. Whereas like in the UK and the States, you can play midweek. But here,
definitely a Friday, Saturday.
Definitely a Friday, Saturday thing, and usually late night. So it can take up your whole weekend, which is why we don't really play too many shows in Korea anymore. But it's. I think at the beginning we just like took as much time as we could, but nowadays we don't have to spend too much time together. And hopefully we can tour more outside of this summer as well. Thank you for the question, Bob. Tony.
Well, someone said that Red and Baba have got some good questions. I think so. Yeah, really good questions.
Yeah, they did.
It says next album Ali should do Screamer. I was completely thrown.
There might be other bands out there of mine that if you find, you will find Screamer vocals on.
Asia Red says, what does your wife and child think of music? Well, I haven't shown my wife my new EP, so she's not really into music really at all. So my son, you know, the other day I was driving and I put on this Foo Fighters, Stack Tactors, you know, start the dun 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 dun, and he's just like doing this in the back.
We have a new rocker coming along.
And I've got my PV guitar and he loves playing that, so I'll bring that out of the sofa and he just will like flick the strings like this.
That's really cool. Have you ever thought about like how at some point in the future your son, as he gets older, he's going to discover all your videos online?
Yeah, I guess so. But
he's going to have like hours and hours of you.
Whenever you hear like a really good musician, they started at such a young age. Like I didn't start playing guitar until I was like 14. But then when you hear like the best of the best musicians say, oh yeah, I was playing piano and violin when I was 7, you know, like these kind of things. And I had like such a musical upbringing. I had like zero.
Well, when did you start playing?
14, I'd say.
Wow. So I think I was 22 when I started playing.
And I only got into like rock music. I was listening to like the not Top Box, you know, the Now CDs.
Oh yeah, the Now CDs. Yeah.
Until I met my best friend. He's like, you know, he went around his house and he's like, here's Nirvana, here's Foo Fighters, and I was just like, this is the best thing ever. Like that time. And then I was like, you play drums, so I was like, all right, I'll get a guitar, and then we did that kind of thing.
Mine was again, my parents are not like you, not musical, and like I didn't really grow up with music around me. But then I ended up living in Iran for a year when I was 15 and living with my cousins, and they were deep into Metallica. So yeah, that's where I got my musical kind of schooling from. But it wasn't until years later that I decided to pick up an instrument and actually play myself. So I've only really been playing bass for about 10 years now.
But it doesn't matter. You can start from any age.
Sure.
Jack
But
Black.
it's good to start playing when you're young, I guess.
Yeah, it's much more of an advantage. I heard that Jack Black didn't start
and it shows.
That's a good question back there, I think, but we'll try and get back to that. There we go. Agent Red says, give your students your EP to listen to for English homework. Okay. Final project should be a full album. Get paid and
That's pretty good. Actually, I showed some of my students, it was the last day of term, I showed them your video of you singing Past, the Korean song. And one student did say like your guitar playing was excellent, but your Korean pronunciation was iffy.
It's iffy, yeah. I know that.
Okay, there was a few other questions here as well. Any other subgenres of rock that you appreciate? Yeah, literally anything. I think as long as it's not opera, I am down to listen to it. When will you see you guys doing math rock renditions of popular K-pop songs?
Oh, I tried to, a while back I was doing I changed like a Blink-182 song into math rock, and I tried changing like really famous riffs into Mavericks, but I just get Mavericks, Math rock. I just get so much hate, so much hate, messages. I'm just like, this is not worth it. So I don't think I want to stroll down that path, if I'm honest.
No, I don't want to annoy any K-pop fans out there, because there's lots of them.
And they're mean.
They're very mean. There's an army of them out there, so I'm told.
Yeah.
So, and I probably teach well, so I don't want to step into that room. So.
Yeah.
Well, should we?
We gotta wrap it up soon. Just hit the hour mark, and I think a lot of people can't actually hear us what we're saying. So the thing is, this goes on my channel after, so we can watch back and see how terrible it sounded, I guess. Just any final questions before we get going?
Yeah.
But I appreciate everyone for hanging out, and just to reiterate that people that missed it at the start, I guess that we're going on a mini tour from tomorrow. We're playing Saturday and Sunday. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow Mountains actually on Instagram too, you can see all the details about the shows. And if you're in Japan, I really encourage you, implore you to come and watch.
Yeah,
say hello. That would be good fun. And so I think no one's asking any questions, but I keep forgetting about the delay. So we say something and then we gotta wait. Have a blast in Japan. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah,
thanks, Paul. Yeah. This is a joke question for something. It's
thanks for answering. I guess finally we should just mention we did release a tape cassette very recently.
Yeah.
This was put together for us by a small record label in Indonesia called Record Cat, who's been doing some really cool Japanese math rock on tape recently. And then he put these tapes together for us as well. They contain 2 of our EPs, our most recent one and our first EP, our first proper EP.
Yeah.
And they're available from our Bandcamp if you so wish to go have a look at one.
Ali's the guy that ships them out.
From this very room.
We will have some t-shirts very soon as well.
Yep.
Joel's got those. So I think I did see one last question. Let's have a look.
We should do USA tour, so do we, of course.
Maybe one day. We're going to be playing music, I guess, for the rest of our lives. So.
Yeah, why?
That's what we like doing, right?
Yeah. But
let's wrap it up then. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. I forgot what day it is. It's Thursday. Have an excellent day, whatever you're doing. I guess if you're in the States, you just woke up. So. And we're going to have another drink and then go to bed because we need to be up
in 5 hours.
5 hours time. Yeah. It's going to be a tired day tomorrow, but
this was fun.
About jet lag.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you very much.
Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. And speak to you all soon. I'm not sure how I should end this.